Professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk every Sunday at noon, live streaming on Facebook on We Need to Talk. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. If you feel you need a therapist, please go to Google, type in therapy, your city, psychology today will pop up, click on that, and it will have all of the therapists in your area. Also, the views and opinions herein are mine and mine alone. They are not anybody else's. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom, shakalaka, got that done. Okay, so a couple of housekeeping things first, guys. So Chris has set up chris@mercury.com, Chris, K-R-I-S, @mercury.com. So if you have places you want me to come and visit, if you've got bookstores that are wanting to sign up book signings, etc., that is where to go. Chris, K-R-I-S, @mercury.com. That is where to go to leave those things. Okay, so there's that bookkeeping number one. Bookkeeping number two. All right, recently I have gotten a bunch of just novels written by you guys. I don't have time. I don't have time. So sometimes if I see that somebody sent a novel, I'll do like the quick little, thumbs up, got it, see it, and when I get time, I can go back and try to, parse through it and figure out what the heck is the question. So please, guys, you've got to understand, I don't do this full time. I'm not sitting on the computer. I'm catching a half an hour, 20 minutes probably here, but I work full time in my own private practice. And when you guys send me novels, I don't have time to go through them. Or if somebody is expecting me to chat with them for more than maybe 5 minutes, I'm going to eventually start doing the little, yeah, okay, I got your thing, I'm busy, little thumbs up thing. And I know that that offends some people because they want time and attention. But if you need time and attention from somebody, go get a therapist. Go get your own therapist. I am doing this because I enjoy it, but I'm doing it in between when I'm working my own clients. So that's what's going on. If you get a thumbs up from me, that means I'm busy. It means I saw it, I got it, I acknowledge it. And if I can get a chance, I'll get back to it. And if I can't, I won't. So there that is. I'm a little concerned about the sense of entitlement from some people. So anyway, there that is. All right. So the topic I wanted to cover today was elder abuse by a personality disordered child, because I've had several clients, several clients, but also several people on here, because you guys are not my clients, several people on here asking about elder abuse and what happens when a disordered personality disorder child is abusing an elder parent. So hold on, let me go find the questions that I saw. Thank you for doing your videos. Could you please do a video on elder abuse, in particular adult narcissistic children, and how they use fog, fear, obligation, and guilt to control and manipulate their parents? I've noticed that most of your videos are about narcissistic spouses or parents, but in our family, it's the other way around. An abusive middle-aged child manipulating and abusing the older parents, stealing their money, lying to them, raging at them, causing family dramas, addiction issues, etc. But the parents feel guilty and that they are bad parents and it's their fault the child has turned out this way, and they pander to this person. Anything you could do on the subject would be a massive help. Thanks. Okay, so that's a sticky wicket. So what's going on is that parents, and especially when you've got addiction issues going on and you've got a personality disorder going on, parents tend to be enablers. They just do. Why? Because they're afraid that if this kid isn't okay because they're codependent, that they are bad parents. So, oh, it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault. It's my fault that this child is not doing well. It's my fault that I'm a bad parent, and so I need to overcompensate and give them literally everything. I've seen it over and over and over and over again. I've seen it in my family. I've seen it in other people's families. I've seen it in clients' families. So what it is that the parent is an enabler. The parent is an out-of-control codependent. Abso-fucking-lutely. And they are trying to comfort themselves by taking care of this kid who's got the personality disorder and or the addiction, because oftentimes when you are dealing with a personality disorder, you are also going to be dealing with an addiction. And so the parents are trying to overcompensate and take care of this kid and hope that if they just keep throwing money at it, the problem's going to go away. But that never works. That never works. And what the personality disorder child will do, or the addict will do, is they will start working that guilt angle, the fear, the obligation, and the guilt, and they will start guilt tripping that parent into giving more and more and more and more and more and more and more. So what can be done? Well, basically, you just have to, if you're one of the other siblings, you either start taking a look at, okay, what are the mental capabilities of my elder parent now? Are they losing it? Is this other sibling working on a person who may have dementia? If that's the case, then you do what you can to see if you can get power of attorney. You do what you can to, protect this person, to document. You document. You get as many witnesses as you can. And you keep talking to the parent. If the parent is not dementia issued, then what's going on is guilt. And you may want to call in a social worker on that and have another set of eyes with a social worker who understands, okay, this other child is causing this, this turmoil and upset with this elder parent, and we need another set of eyes on it to make sure that this parent does not get taken advantage of. So I can speak from experience. My mom did the same thing. She, felt incredibly guilty and wanted to make sure that, the sibling was okay and this, that, and the other thing. And so the sibling literally got everything. If you read my book, and I never have my book sitting here at the kitchen table. If you read my book, What's Wrong with Your Dad, I talk about that. The sibling got everything. The sibling went to, Ivy League colleges and this, that, and the other thing. And the excuse was, well, you're normal and that person's not. And I'm like sitting there going, so you're rewarding somebody for being not normal. What? And also she was frightened of that sibling. And that's usually what's going on. They're afraid. They're afraid. And so they give into it again, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. They're fawning. They're giving into it in order to not be abused. So that is kind of in a nutshell what is going on. Okay, hold on really quickly. Let me see what I am reading. Okay, what you just said about elder abuse from a middle-aged child is what my aunt has done to my grandma. So sad, stole all of her money, and now she's passed away and won't follow through with what my grandma was saying all her money was supposed to be for. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I recently saw a post in a support group from a woman whose son was abusing her. She didn't know it was abuse, and she was asking how to deal with it. Several people told her it was abuse, and she appeared really shocked to hear that. Not surprising. I think instinctively she wanted to defend him because she started backpedaling after that. Of course, because now you've got cognitive dissonance. You've got cognitive dissonance, and especially if it's your own child, you don't want to admit, hey, I've raised an abuser. Awesome, yay. So what is happening is, and this is why I need you guys to share these videos as often as you can. Go back and share the old ones. Share the ones that I'm doing now. People don't understand abuse. They don't. And they don't recognize abuse when it's happening because we are in such deep denial. It just blows my mind. So what's happening is that people will literally come to me. I just recently had one this week where a person sat on my couch and they started describing this really horrific childhood. And, oh, but it wasn't abuse. I never got hit. What? What? No, it's abuse. If they are putting you down, telling you you are worthless, insinuating that they wish they'd never had you, that you are the root of all evil and you're the problem and you're the you, and anybody pulls out the you guns, it's abuse, guys, because normal people don't shoot each other with the you guns. Cannot say that enough. So if it's verbal, if it's emotional, if it is not physical, it's still abuse. It is abuse. It is absolutely abuse. And can children do that? Can narcissistic children do that to their adult aging parents? Absolutely. And they use the guilt like nobody's business. World's smallest violin. They use it all the time. And the parent falls for it because the parent has their own issues that were never dealt with. They are codependent. They have been enabling this child for their entire life. They have been essentially punishing or neglecting the children in the family that are healthy, and they've been giving in, fawning to the abuser forever, So basically, it's going to take another set of eyes. You're going to need the entire rest of the healthy family to really wrangle the cats on this one. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not. The abuser is not going to want to change. The abuser is not going to want to give up power. The abuser is not going to want to have the parent in therapy of any sort. They're not going to want to have another set of eyes on it, because remember, they thrive in the dark. They're like cockroaches. They like to do their abuse in the dark. So when you are dealing with an elder parent and you recognize that one of the siblings or an aunt or a grandparent or whatever weirdness is going on is taking advantage of this particular elder person, you got to get another set of eyes on it. Call in a social worker, call in a therapist, get family therapy going, get the rest of the siblings who are not disordered on the same page so that it is crystal clear, hey, guess what? We've all got our eyes on this. That's not going to fly. Have a nice day. Also, if you suspect that there's dementia going on, you're probably going to have to see if you can get a power of attorney so that you can protect that elder person, kind of thing. So there is that. My mom is an elder being abused by my brother. She does not see it because he is love bombing her. Yeah. I keep telling her, but she denies it. Whoa, why does this thing do that? I don't know. She denies it and now thinks I'm actually the narc. I don't know what to do. My brother's smear campaigning me now, and my entire family thinks I actually did the things he did. Well, all you can do is document. That's what I'm saying. It's, again, when we are dealing with elder abuse, when we're dealing with any kind of abuse, you want to document. Document, 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 document. Get everything in writing. Everything in writing. So that way when the abuser really does do the flip and says, oh, no, 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 you're the abuser. You did this. You, guns. You can go, huh, funny, I have the emails. Ding! You know what I'm saying? And that is really going to help. How do I prove abuse since she has passed away? Well, if there are no emails and the person's passed away, all you've got is your own personal experience. So I don't know what to tell you. So this is why I'm saying, remember how I talked about bullies a couple of weeks ago? So with bullies, it's the same thing. When we are in a family dynamic where there is the abuse going on and there is a personality disordered person, we don't even think to start documenting because it's been normalized for us. It has absolutely been normalized. And we think that the put downs and the snarkiness and the nastiness and the isolation and the all of the harmful stuff is somehow normal because that's what we were raised in. And so it really is an eye-opener and a mind blower when you realize, oh shit, this was abuse. This isn't normal. No, families do not break their children's noses. No, families do not scream at their kids and call them all sorts of names. Families do not have the main couple screaming in public and accusing each other of cheating or, talking about their sex life openly in public and how that person can't satisfy them. That's not normal, guys. That is so fucking not normal. That is so full fucking polar opposite from normal. I can't even begin to fucking tell you. Well, actually, I did begin to tell you. But, the point being is it's so not normal. None of that is normal. So it is difficult because when you're in the situation, it's kind of like when you're in a forest, you can't find the path, but you get up on the bluff and suddenly you can see the path. It's because you got up and over it so that you can look down and go, oh shit, path is over there. Fuck, okay. Do you see where I'm going with that? Because when you're in the middle of it, you're not getting it. You're not getting the big picture. So that's why being in therapy is hugely important, so that you have good therapy, so that you have a good therapist that will sit there when you say, oh, well, mom and dad used to just put me down all the time and this, that, and the other thing, but it wasn't abuse. So the therapist can literally almost blow a whistle and be like, whoa, 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 stop, foul ball, 5 yards. Let's back that one up. Let's try that again. Yeah, that was abuse. That absolutely is abuse. You call your kid a jackass. You put them down. You call them a jerk. You don't help them. You don't teach them anything about financial stuff. That's abuse. That's neglect. That's not being a parent. So that's that. I think some people don't connect manipulation with abuse. Yeah, it's abuse. It's abuse. They admit someone can be sneaky sometimes or something. They downplay the severity of everything. Yes, and the reason they do is because if you don't downplay it, now you got to do something about it. And if somebody is afraid that they are the problem, if somebody is afraid, hey, my parenting may not have been the greatest and I might have contributed to this person's weirdness, They don't want to take a look at it. It's the ego. Again, it's the ego, because a healthy, normal person goes, huh, okay, this is happening, and here's my part in it, and here's how we can fix it, okay? But an unhealthy, non-normal, normal, whatever normal is, person who's got an ego the size of frickin' Mars is going to be like, denial, 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 denial. Yeah, they're not going to take responsibility. They don't want to. Okay, so can't tell if they're actually that ignorant or just like you said, stuck in denial. They're stuck in denial. There may be a little bit of ignorance going on, but it's mostly denial is what's happening. So it's really hard when you've got, like I said, older people that are being abused by a child, because the child is using that guilt. Abso-fucking-lutely. Just like they use it in a romantic relationship, they use it with the elder child. Oh, well, I'm not doing that well, and and they're addicted, so there's usually an addiction going on, and so they're always needing money, and so they just play on that. All right, let's see. Did I miss one? I want to make sure I caught all of those. So really, the most important thing is to get the rest of the family on board and to get another set of eyes on it. Get a social worker, get another therapist, get a therapist that specializes in geriatric therapy. Because the other thing that's going on for the elder parent is if they are towards the end of their life and you're working with a communal narcissist, you see where I'm going with that? They're going to start pulling the, well, you need to make amends before you leave. And amends to them mean cha-ching, pull out the wallet. So you want to be careful of that, because that's what the abusers will do. They will play on the guilt. They will play on the end of life issues. They will play on the fear. We don't know what happens in the afterlife. Are we punished? Are we okay? Do we review? I don't know. So, they play on that fear and making amends, and, you need to make this right. And, you didn't raise me very well, and I'm addicted to meth, or I'm addicted to Coke, or I'm addicted to alcohol, or, whatever. And so it's the same thing. Okay. It's just like when an alcoholic plays the family to keep the system, to keep the game going. So basically the rest of the family, the healthy family, needs to do an intervention and be like, nope, absolutely not. And you need to have a good lawyer. You do. And you need to make sure that you've got the power of attorney so that this person is taken care of. And you want to make sure, though, that the abuser is not the one getting the power of attorney, because I've seen that happen as well. So I hope that answered that particular question. So with older narcissists, so the flip side of that question, so the one part of this was, what happens when there's a child that's being the abuser and, taking advantage of an elder parent. Like I said, again, as many eyes as possible, get the social worker or the therapist on board, get an attorney, start seeing if you can get power of attorney. What if the flip side? What happens to older narcissists? They don't do well. They don't do well. They don't. Because less and less people are willing to put up with their crap. And as they age, they lose their looks, as we all do, and they start losing their power. Okay, they don't have the power, they don't have the money, they don't have the looks, they don't have the whatever. People have started catching on that they are abusive and want nothing to do with them. So they don't do well when they age. So they generally start circling the drain. They become nasty, 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 nasty. They implode. They decompensate. They can become psychotic, absolutely. And they don't do well. And they use that as the poor me thing. But by that point, most people in the family and most of the friends have gone, oh, you know what? So done. So beyond done. So yeah, older narcissists don't do well, and they are generally pretty nasty because they're recognizing they're not as smart, they're not as powerful, they're not good looking, they're not, whatever that they thought that they were, and they're not. So it does not go well for them. Again, karma happens in mysterious ways, and you don't have to wish any of these people ill, because let me tell you something. I wouldn't want to live 2 seconds in any of their heads, because their heads are filled with hate, and their heads are filled with blackness and darkness and evil, quite quite frankly. And they will reap what they sow. It may not look like it initially, but you just watch somebody. You watch anybody who is harming another person, and they are somehow harming themselves as well. There's either an addiction going on to food or alcohol or to sex. There is, harmful thoughts going on, trying to, intentionally harm somebody else. That it always bounces back on them. So yeah, you don't need to wish ill on these people. It's going to happen. What you do need to do is go live your life. So if you've got an older narcissist that's a mom or a dad or a caregiver, you are under no obligation to be around them. If you were not related to these people, would you have anything to do with them? And if the answer is no, act accordingly. Now, what happens is the guilt. Oh my God, I feel so guilty. I feel so guilty. I shoulda, coulda, woulda. I need to because society, blah, blah, blah. At that point, no. If they have harmed you and they are hurtful and harmful and they are going to continue to be hurtful and harmful, it's done. It's done. Be done. Go live your life. Go be happy. Do not allow this person to drag you down. Shoulda, coulda, woulda is what we call a mind fuck. It is. And it's shoulding all over yourself. So when you hear that shoulda, I should, stop shoulding on yourself. That's what's happening. It's the guilt tripping. It's the guilt tripping. And it's either societal or it is from the family that is dysfunctional or whatever. So when somebody treats you like that, you do not have to be around them. So let me make this very clear. There is a huge difference. And this is another thing that I've heard. I'm running out of time. There is a huge difference between compassion and idiot compassion. And I'm going to keep repeating this until everybody gets it. So here's the deal. You can have compassion for the abusers. You can. I have compassion for them. I get it. It sucks to be them. It is painful to be them. It is awful to be them. They are going to reap what they have sown. And quite frankly, I don't want to be around to see it because it's not going to be pretty. They have got a horrible life. You cannot treat people the way they have and really truly have a good life, okay? Do I want any of those people around me? Hell to the no. Am I ever going to allow them back into my life? Fuck to the no. I am not going to do that because if I allowed abusers in my life, that would be idiot compassion. You can have compassion for somebody. You can get where they're coming from and because it is an and world, not an either or, it is an and world, and you can have really good boundaries and not have them in your life. Okay, watched a podcast from Richard who talked about exiting a toxic relationship last year. Can you explain how people who even teach awareness get caught up themselves again with those peoples? It looks all like all the healing techniques don't work. No, here's the deal. You must be meticulous. You must be meticulous. You must be meticulous in working on yourself. Constant vigilance. Constant vigilance. I'm going to sound like Harry Potter. Constant vigilance. Oh, what was the name of the character who did that? Mad-Eye Moody. I'm going to sound like Mad-Eye Moody from Harry Potter. It's constant vigilance. The reason why people fall back into relationships like that is their boundaries aren't good. They haven't continued to make sure that their boundaries are where they need to be. And that, which is why I announced when I first came on, it's like, look guys, here's my boundary. I am not gonna chat with you guys for 20, 30 minutes. I'll do it for like 5, and after that, I've got shit I gotta do, boundaries. It's about boundaries. It's about constantly checking in. Where am I? What am I doing? What's happening? Why am I drawn to this person? That's the danger. It's like if you're not constantly questioning and going, okay, what's going on? Why am I drawn to this person? What red flags am I seeing that I am purposely ignoring? You got to be careful. You've got to have constant vigilance. You must constantly be working on yourself. And I don't mean like you're like quitting your job and that's all you're doing is like, checking in and making sure you're okay. But you be real with you. You be real with you. Why am I getting involved in this relationship? There's this red flag, this red flag, this red flag, this red flag. Oh, there's a part of me that feels like I could heal them. Oh, I got it. Now, I'm not saying that that's what was going on with Richie. I don't know because he and I don't talk that much. So, but when somebody continually gets involved in abusive relationship after abusive relationship after abusive relationship, it's because they're not taking care of business. They're not TCB. They're not doing what they need to do for them. And it's because of the codependency, and it's because of the original wound, and it's because of the inner child. And those things cannot be ignored. You ignore them, you're going to go right back into another abusive relationship. You take care of the inner child, you take care of the self-esteem, you make sure your boundaries are in place, you have your list of deal breakers in place, you're good to go. So there's that. Oh, good. I'm glad that's what you needed to hear today. Okay. Yeah, it's hard when we watch a sibling or a friend go from one abuser to another abuser to another abuser to another abuser. And unfortunately, it is just exactly like dealing with an addict. You can only help them when they're done being abused. You can only help them when they're done torturing themselves with alcohol, drugs, whatever. There's not much you can do. All you can do is keep going, here's the lifeline. Hello, if you just come to this side of the light, you're going to be okay. Stop going to the dark side. Their cookies aren't that good. You know, that's all you can do is just keep going. Here's the easy button. Boom, there it is. But to them, it looks like the hard button, because the hard button to them is, oh shit, that's a lot of work. Well, is it a lot of work? Yeah. Are you worth it? Let me just take my glasses off. Are you worth it? Fuck yeah, you are. Don't you ever fucking forget that. And people who sit there and tell me, oh, I don't have the time. Oh, we need to work on self-esteem, because you, above all other people, are worthy of your own time, your own love, and your own self-worth. Make time for you. You must choose you. Stop choosing people outside of you to fix you. The only person that can fix you is you. Period. And you're worthy of it. I know you don't believe it. Too bad. Keep telling yourself that you're worthy. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah, and Lorraine, make no mistake. Do I like them? No. Am I angry towards them when they hurt people? You bet your sweet bippy. Do I get where they come from? Oh, fuck yeah. It is not pretty. It is not pretty. And I do have compassion for them, but I certainly will not. Let me just make this very clear. I will not allow them in my life. I will not allow them to be trolls here on YouTube or on Facebook. And let me also make this very clear. When we get trolls, when I get trolls, when you get trolls, when you guys go out there and you start writing your books, because I know there's several of you guys out there that want to write your own books, and I say do it. Because the more people who understand abuse, the less abuse we're going to have. But when you get trolls online, without exception, they are all personality disordered. Every single last one. Because a normal person will go, I don't agree. All right, well, next. That's what a normal person does. A troll, on the other hand, needs to tell you that you're wrong, that you're stupid, that you're this, that you're that. You goods. So without exception, all trolls are personality disordered. And there is that. And no, I don't put up with that, and I'm not going to, and it's a boundary. So there it is, and it's for the safety of this group, and it's for my safety, and it's for your safety, and I'm not going to put up with it. So yeah, and I write them all down, and I report them, or my intern does. So absolutely. Okay, really quick, one more question, and then I got to get going. Our family put up a boundary on my son's girlfriend. She is mean. I am about to set a boundary with him. If he allows her to use his phone, she is blocked to send vicious messages. I know my truth, and I won't have people who are demeaning me in my life. Abso-freaking-lutely. Adult children of alcoholics. Abso-fucking-lutely. I love adult children of alcoholics. I love those meetings. Those are great because they help. So if you have abusers in your life, adult children of alcoholics is a great meeting to go to for support. Absolutely. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, and when we are dealing with a parent who has been abusive, yeah, absolutely. Hold on, I'm reading this thing where the parent was abusive and trying to deal with the parent's death. That may be another complete topic, because we are under no obligation to forgive anybody. We aren't. And it drives me crazy when therapists go, oh, you have to forgive them. Oh, you have to forgive them. Oh, you have to, you can go fuck yourself sideways with an unlubricated baseball bat. What you do have to do, though, is understand where they came from. How did they get to be the way they are? That's compassion. That's understanding where they came from. Do you have to forgive them? No. Is it probably a good idea for you? Probably. But you don't have to. You are under no obligation. So when people are like, oh, you have to forgive. No, actually, motherfucker, I don't. If I don't want to, I don't have to. Now, is that anger going to eat me alive? Probably. So I probably want to work on that anger. And at some point, I may be able to go, okay, I worked on the anger. I get it. It's them. It's not me. I get where they came from. I understand they had a fucked up childhood. That does not excuse it, because that's what I hear targets of abuse do, is the, oh, poor baby, they had a bad childhood, so I'm just going to keep allowing them to abuse me. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, you're not going to do that. You can forgive. You can have compassion, but you don't have to have them in your life. That is called idiot compassion, if you keep letting them do the same thing over and over again. Pema Chodron, American Buddhist nun. All right. Hold on. So working on, I don't have time to answer this one. I'm going to have to answer this one in another episode. So basically working on forgiving a parent who is dying, who is abusive, that's a whole other episode that I'm going to have to do, because there's a whole bunch of other stuff you got to be working on. So I gotta go. Okay, so you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. I want to remind you that I will not be doing a show this Sunday. I am going to be off with my buddy Lauren Archbeck. Actually, we're going to be hiking and doing all sorts of fun stuff this weekend, getting massages, yay, to celebrate Mother's Day. So, so we're going to be doing that. She and I may pop in and do like one of these question and answer things. So if you do have questions on neuro-linguistic programming, that would be a good time to ask it. We're probably going to do it on Saturday, I'm guessing, maybe possibly Sunday morning if we get up in time. So anyway, that's it. So next book sighting is in Boise. One after that is going to be in Hawaii. Then we're doing California. Getting those together. If you have bookstores or places you would like me to go do a lecture, and I can speak at corporations as well, because I think it would be a good idea to talk to them about bullies in the workplace. Contact my agent at Chris, K-R-I-S, at mercury.com. Send your suggestions for places to go or bookstores that would be interested in having me come and do a signing. All right, kiddos, have a great day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.